Every Jamaican deserves a place to call their own home. Our plans are to make that a reality. We don't bulldoze people's homes, we build them. We're going to restore the special low interest rates for public sector workers. We're going to introduce a 3-month moratorium period after you buy the house, so you have some time to furnish it and do little fixing up before you have to start making your mortgage payments. And we'll increase the debt service ratio for public sector workers so that you can qualify for a bigger mortgage loan. We're really thinking about you guys. And for our young people, we have the Young Owners Fund, a $1 billion annual fund within the NHT, where anyone up to 35 who's buying a house for the first time, if they're an NHT contributor for at least 2 years, can get a grant of $500,000 towards the deposit on the house. And if you're a person who is working but can't produce a pay slip because you're in the informal economy, or you're struggling to save enough for a deposit for a home, we have the rent-to-own plan, where you can go into the house as a tenant, paying rent equal to the mortgage, and after 6 months, if you can establish your capacity to pay the rent on time, you'll be eligible for the mortgage, you can draw down the loan and become an owner of the house and step up in life. Because housing is not just a luxury for the few, it's a must for everyone.
The closure of the popular Blue Lagoon in Portland, tradesmen are still decrying loss of income as most commercial activities are still on hold. Krista Campbell visited Portland recently and has part 1 of a special primetime news report.
Around a truck and a boat, over puddles, mud, and a pile of stones. That's the trek to get on the original path to the beauty that is Portland's Blue Lagoon. But when TVJ News checked with Port Antonio Mayor Paul Thompson, he said he would send someone to investigate as the area should be freely accessible to the public. Beach access is among a myriad of problems hearsay has been marring the world-famous facility since commercial activities were discontinued and the lagoon was ordered closed in August 2022. The closure was to facilitate repairs and regulate kayaking, rafting, tourboat rides, fishing, craft vending, and other commercial activities. The area had been overrun with persons not approved to carry out some of these activities, so the local tradesmen welcomed the closure. But now they say those issues have been resolved.
We have captains that are certified lifeguard through the organization, and all my members are Team Jamaica certified. I have members that are tour guide certified through TPDCO and Jamaica National Heritage Trust.
But none of those activities has been cleared to resume at the Blue Lagoon. A boat docked along the shores of the Blue Lagoon beach that fishers say is testament of the pause in business and the loss of income over 3 years after the facility was first ordered closed. Now they tell me the boat has been parked for almost 4 years and there are 3 others like it. But even as they brace for a possible resumption of commercial activities at the lagoon,
the boats are in bad conditions. To license these boats now, to get them up to date, would cost like $150,000 right now to get the boats them up to date for fishing or to carry tourists.
Right.
The rain, the hurricane, everything has damaged the boat. The paint, the sun have burnt off the paint. They're in bad conditions right now.
But the tradesmen complain that the loss of business has been bleeding them dry. They maintain the compassionate grant they were given in 2022 was a drop in the bucket of needs they have to meet. And now they note tourists and local visitors are badly affected.
Children are crying, please, can we have a little boat ride? Please, can we have a little bamboo rafting? We have traveled for miles to come here to have a little recreation and absolutely nothing. And we take them out on the water. Here comes the police, the water police and the marine police. They come and we have been arrested for illegal operation because we doesn't have any place to operate from, and TPDCO does not approve.
I'm saying if there's licenses necessary,
the licenses should be issued. But the efforts here does not seem to be fixing a problem. It seems as if they want to kill this kind of business.
I didn't do enough research and I didn't realize boating had been banned at this point. So I was unaware of that. And that might have affected my decision to see parts of the island or maybe not come at all.
In part 2 of this special feature, we hear from the authorities on the 3-year delay in restarting commercial activities at the Blue Lagoon. Krista Campbell, TVJ News.
Dr. Dawes, at its core, what should Jamaicans understand about this report, and why does it matter beyond administration and paperwork?
What this report is highlighting is that when we hear about scandals breaking, these are not isolated events. These are the end products of a system that is flawed, a system that allows persons of influence to control who handle key positions, key roles. And as a result of that, those persons can allow fraudulent activity to take place, whether turned by omission or by commission. So in an instance where you have so many irregularities, it is not just one person who is at fault. It is an issue with oversight of the institutions and the standard operating procedures. It's where your auditors are not empowered, neutered even, where they can't conduct reviews. Because you should not have a situation where you don't have financials, where you don't have paperwork documenting contracts worth $500 million. It shouldn't be that you can have breaches taking place without anyone who is the accountable officer being aware of this. There's no excuse. There's something wrong with that system. And we've seen it happen in far too many occasions right across the island. And I think this has to be a battleground that Jamaicans agree that enough is enough. And you must have systemic changes. Otherwise, it'll just be another 9-day wonder like many are hoping for. And then we'll just make up noise until we forget and move on to the next scandal. Because there will be more scandals coming up as long as the system is set up the way it is.
Dr. Dawes, at its core, what should Jamaicans understand about this report, and why does it matter beyond administration and paperwork?
What this report is highlighting is that when we hear about scandals breaking, these are not isolated events. These are the end products of a system that is flawed, a system that allows persons of influence to control who handle key positions, key roles. And as a result of that, those persons can allow fraudulent activity to take place, whether turned by omission or by commission. So in an instance where you have so many irregularities, it is not just one person who is at fault. It is an issue with oversight of the institutions and the standard operating procedures. It's where your auditors are not empowered, neutered even, where they can't conduct reviews. Because you should not have a situation where you don't have financials, where you don't have paperwork documenting contracts worth $500 million. It shouldn't be that you can have breaches taking place without anyone who is the accountable officer.